Hey again, guys. So I just surpassed 3,000 subs. Thank you so much. That's a big milestone for us collectors. I have a lot of new subscribers recently, and so I welcome you. It means a lot. I believe that I have the most extensive card collection in the world. That is, most sets represented, most eras, most sports, all eras, just about all sets. One of my goals, my main goal, is to get at least one card from every vintage baseball card set. That's my first goal. It'll be a lifelong goal. I don't know if I'll ever achieve it, but man, it's sure gonna be fun to try. You know, a lot of what I collect, I really love the rare cards, and I think the term rare is overused today. It's used to talk about one-of-ones. And to me, a one-of-one isn't a rare card, it's a limited edition. I think it's a little different than cards that became rare organically. So when we're talking about cards, I don't know, I find it a little silly to call a one-of-one rare. I guess maybe technically it is. Now I say that I believe I have the most extensive collection. I don't have the most expensive collection. Quite honestly, you could probably pull a card today out of a pack that's worth more than my entire collection, which is over 100,000 cards with very few doubles. I mean, you could have one card that's worth $13 million. And to me, that's not a collection. By definition, a collection is a grouping of items. So if you only have one, that's not a collection, it's an investment. But it could be worth more than my entire collection. So if you appreciate collecting, if you're a collector, then I think you'll get something out of my channel. I think you'll learn something. And I recently started a newsletter with Adam, Splendid Sports Cards. And I will put the link to subscribe in the description here. We're about to drop our third one, and I got somebody over the pond to do a guest article on a rare European issue, and I'm looking forward to dropping that. Now, when you subscribe, you'll get links to the first two that you can check out. So on my last video, I showed you a little bit of how I store my cards, and I thought I would continue with that because, man, I have boxes everywhere. I'm in a different room now. This is loaded with boxes. But what I wanted to show you was I have this. This is one of my Foot Lockers, and I got these ordered them from Walmart. They're like $80 or something, and I keep in here this size BCW box. And these are great for smaller sets or for sets that you might not have a lot of cards of. And so what I'll do is load these up. If I fill these up, then I'll move them to a larger box. And I always write in pencil, as I've said before, what's on here. If I move these out, I'll just erase it and write in what I have. So these are all my 1914 and 15 Cracker Jack cards, and I have some fabulous ones in here. These are my 1963 Fleer baseball cards. So these are the 63 Fleer. And man, one of the toughest cards in the set, or maybe the toughest card, is the checklist, if you're not aware of that. So I have a box filled with those. These are my 1964 Topps stand-ups. I'm a Sandy Koufax fan, and of course Clemente is my guy. So those are the 64 stand-ups. These cards became rare because they were sold one per pack. And if you don't know, they were not inserts in regular Topps. They were their own packs. I believe they were a penny, and you got one. These are my 34 to 36 batter ups. And I just love this set. I have tons of these. And I also have some 37 O-Pee-Chees in here too. I keep those in here. I only have a few. These are very rare, and they're similar. So I keep those in here. Man, I have all the greats. I have them all, but this is, I think, the first one I ever got. The Dizzy Dean. Then I have, let's see, I have the 1933 Sport King, and I have the Rapper. And of course, two of my favorite cards in this set would be my autographed Carl Hubble and my Ty Cobb there. Got this years and years and years ago. Couldn't run fast enough to the ATM when I saw it at a card show at Westmoreland Mall outside of Pittsburgh. Got Duke there. So, love to get the wrappers when I can. This is, man, this box here. This is all my cash-ins. That's what a box looked like. They came 4 different color boxes. I'd like to get the other 3 as well. And so these are the 1929 cash-in. And I have some fabulous ones in here. And then I also have like the W517s in here. I keep those together. And I have a bunch of those. That cash in, I got the Lou Gehrig, Rogers Hornsby, Lefty Grove. Here are my East Hills Pirates and other items. So these are the East Hills Pirates. I have the complete set of those along with 2 Clementes. And just other Pirate team cards like these. You know, growing up in Pittsburgh, there was no shortage of Pittsburgh Pirate items. And I would venture to guess I could possibly have the largest, most extensive Pittsburgh Pirate collection. Here I have 50s, 60s. So I have like Connie Mack, you know, these Connie Macks. Keep those. I have this Brooklyn Dodgers team card. And what else do I have? Oh, I have the double headers in here. And some I have in displays, but these 55 double headers, I have a bunch of these. I do have the Jackie Robinson. I have the Ted Williams. Really want to get to Hank Aaron in that one. Man, I spend hours in my card rooms just going through cards. These are my Burke Rosses. So, you know, you got the 51 and 52 Burke Rosses. So this box is all packed with those. This one is my 74 Topps football. And this is packed. I'm about to have to move this to a bigger box. Just absolutely jam-packed. When I was young, there was a card store in the area, and the guy used to have those. Remember those oversized penny sleeves? I have some. I kept them just for nostalgia. They were a little more cloudier, but they were real long, and he had cork boards, and he would stick them, the top of the cards in there, and stick them with a pin, and you just go around, and he'd have a quarter, 75 cents, 50 cents, and I used to load up. And some of the cards that he would have there, a lot of them were the old Post Cereal and Jell-O cards. And I have a whole bunch of these. So this box is filled with those. What do we have here? 1911 T201 double folders. So that's these cards. So I have a big box of these. The Nap Lajoie is my favorite in the set. But there are, man, so many nice ones. So this box is filled with those. I am making a mess, and I'm gonna have to put all these back. Here we have 86 Fleer basketball. Never checklisted it. I have to have near the set. I also keep this rare Jordan in there, this set here. Well, scarce. So that's my 86 Fleer basketball cards. Here we have a 1936 S&S game. If you're not familiar with these, they look like this. So I have a bunch of those I keep in here. Here we have the 55 Redman. And we have these great 72 Pro Star promotions. These were out of Canada. And I have, man, I have some great ones. And I have the Clemente. Pete Rose. Willie Mays. So those are those. It's a great set. It's a more obscure set. They're beautiful looking cards. They don't have the logos on the hats. That's the only downside to those. Here I have McDonald's football cards. Got some of these as a kid. But this is what these look like. I have the whole collection, the whole set of All-Stars, and I have some Steelers that I got back home when I was young. Myself at McDonald's. Here we have 63 Bazooka, and I just love these. There were two different versions. One was the gold, that's the more common, and the silver, which is more rare. And here's like the silver. It's a Babe Ruth and Hank Greenberg. But these are just loaded with a set of 63 Bazookas, all-time greats. One of my all-time favorite sets as a kid. I loved them because, you know, I couldn't afford to go get Nap Lajoie and those kinds of players from their playing days. And these cards look vintage. And I used to have a little card room in my parents' basement. And I saw this old episode of Heart to Heart. And he had all these loose cards that this kid inherited, and somebody was trying to rip them off, and Mr. Hart had to go and flip to win them back. And he kept these cards in a briefcase, and that always stuck with me. I thought it was so cool, all these vintage cards in a briefcase. So I used to have a briefcase that I got from my dad, and I would display all my old cards in there as a kid. These are Topps Now. These are O-Pee-Chee posters. And man, I got a box of these. I went to Canada with my grandparents, and they bought me a whole box of 82 O-Pee-Chee cards. So I was fascinated with them. But these are all 82, and these are 81 O-Pee-Chee posters here. I have the 82s in a binder with my set. I have a complete set from the box I bought back then. I think it was $7 or $8 for the box of cards. And I'm only missing one poster. I got the whole set and all the posters but one. And I've never been able to find it, so I don't know why. Here I keep reprints because I over the years, love to get a hold of reprinted cards so that I could study them and see how they're done and what people do to try to fake these things. You know, some of them are very blatant, but some of them look really good. those look really good. So I keep those. Here I have Sweet Caporal and Mrs. Sherlock's pins. And these are only some of them. I have a display with all my graded ones. But I have a whole stack of these things. I've been working on the set. They're hard to store. But that's those. And what do I have here? Here I have an 83 football, Topps football set. I have an unopened pack in here. And I have the stickers. And these stickers are fantastic. Probably the most underrated football card set in my opinion. And I think it was the 84 stickers too that are fabulous. And they just never get any love. They never sell for much. And what do we have here? Oh, these are my Sugar Daddy cards. And I used to get these out of Sugar Daddy years ago. And they're fantastic. Here's the hockey. Got gymnastics. Sonny Jurgensen. The auto racing one is fabulous. But these are all stacked. They got Kareem, Oscar Robertson, all the basketball, hockey players, football players. Didn't make a whole lot of baseball. I think they had the one I just showed and the Bobby Mercer. I think those are the only two. Now that one's number 14. Some people say it's Pete Rose, but it's probably Ken, what was his name, Henderson? That's probably who it is. It probably is not Pete Rose. Doesn't look like him to me. Anyway, these are this is one of my boxes, and if I turn this around, you will see I have all of these I can go through, and I have I have a whole closet filled with nothing but more rare vintage sets in Tupperware and so forth, and I'll go through those. And then I have these kind of whatever, this kind of suitcase kind of things. Got these at Hobby Lobby. They look real vintage, and I keep exceptional sets. That one on the bottom there has all my Butterfingers. I have a near set of 34 Butterfingers, and I keep a lot of the old vintage and rare stuff in there. So I'll be showing you those as well. Anyway, hey, thanks for watching. Check out the link to my newsletter if you want to learn more. It's free. It's just an educational piece I'm doing to give back to the card collecting community. If you want to learn about vintage cards, vintage sets, obscure players, check it out. So I noticed I had one mislabeled. I said Red Man when I was showing the Pro Star cards. I must not have erased it. At one time I had my Red Man in there and I had switched. So these are my all my Red Man cards. I got and stacks of these beauties. Some beautiful cards in this set. So stacks of the Red Mans. I remember getting my first two at an old mall that's no longer there. There's a Walmart there now, but it was called Greengate Mall in Greensburg, Pennsylvania, outside of Pittsburgh. And I got Ralph Kiner and Yogi Berra with the tabs. They were $15 each. I still remember what I paid for them. So this box is filled with my Red Mans, and I have lots and lots of these. Just looking around, I have miscellaneous football. I have cons. I have some signed baseballs. I have the 77, 79 Sportscaster cards. I have a box of Japanese cards. I have a whole box of bazooka cards. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I'll show those on future videos. So thanks for watching.